Good evening, everyone. As we know that the market is quite bit too volatile in these few days, so I'm come up with a good fundamental stock that is the MothersonSumi. So basically, the MothersonSumi belongs to the auto ancillary industry, including the company that providing a support equipment to the various primary products of the vehicle companies. Like there's a tires, batteries, brakes, suspensions, and lots more. The highest growth of prospects in the auto industry is basically a sunrise industries for the Indian market today. So it look like a auto industries in come into the top gear side now. If we're talking about the EV segments and the normal days, it's both one. So let's talk about the MothersonSumi first. So MothersonSumi is the one of the largest manufacturer of the component in the automotive industries. The business divisions is the wiring, vision systems, modular polymers, lightings, logistic, aerospace, health, medicals, and lots more. So there's a few of the segmentations they have created. That is the vision systems, existence in the module and components, wiring harness, and the latest they are come up with the aerospace, healthcare, and etc. So they are come up with the around 17% into the new segment, that is the aerospace and healthcare. So if we're talking about the clientele, then there's a top clientele they have like the Mahindra, Tata Motors, Ashok Leyland, Casen, Tata, Hitachi, and lots more. So if we're talking about the product sale wise, so they have a multiple because they have around 8 verticals into there. So they come up with the 12.5%, 9%, and like engineering would be 4.9%, store and panel would be the 12.5%, and vice versa. So they are not belongs to the domestic perspective. They are completely belongs to the all the international world. There's like a maximum clientele they have is 18% in the US. Germany they have around 16%. China they have around 13%. Hungary, Mexico, Spain, France, Korea, and lots more. So these are the completely belongs our international market frameworks. Now come with the financial first. So the sector P, what they are come up with around 17.1, and they just increasing their debt because they are come up with the very vertical scenarios. But now they are reducing their debts by some around 10 to 15% on year basis, because if we're talking about the 2022, the debt was 4680 CR, and now the debt was 3069. And also they are increasing their revenues of around 25% year basis. So this is basically a complete belongs. They are come up with the net sales also. They are just increasing their sales in the different verticals. Last, if we're talking about the quarter 4, the sales was around 1799 crores. Now they are come up with the 2029 crores, and just reducing the promoter holding itself. They are just increasing a little bit of it, but the institutions are strictly follow their buying patterns. So now if we're talking about the institution buying, they are increasing slowly. So come to the income and the components where the India, and we're talking about the India and the other state countries. So if we're talking about the product wise, then the within India they have just 71.13%, and outside of India that would be the 21%. The traded goods and the sales of services are different one. So this is all about the MothersonSumi. So basically this is a dividend oriented stocks, but the dividend was quite little bit low. But as we talk about the company performance, then the company performance was huge. And if we're talking about the EV segment also, then we know that in the next 2 to 3 years the EV segment is going to be blooms, because the complete ecosystem is going to be developed. So if we're talking about the management commentary, then they are just more focused on the debt reductions, strong cash flows, inventing, increasing EV contributions, and they are also more focused on the diversification rules. So they have a multiple segment orders also. So this is all about, we says that this is all about a good company propositions, and MothersonSumi is also a very good candidate in the PLI auto schemes also. We're talking about because the PLI schemes are strongly candidates in the furtherly deployment in the expansions plan. So they are come up with that particular scenario also, and they are also focused on the expansion modes as well as the company acquisitions too. So they are recently acquired a 51% in the Sadleys International Automotives Private Limited in Jan 2023. So this is all about the companies If we're talking about the competitors, then the Indian Nippon's Ultra Bearing Connectivities and the Uno Minda is basically a major competitors in this particular segment. But as we know that they are the leaders, so the maximum market shares is belongs to the MothersonSumi itself. So if we're talking about the calculations, then we are just expecting that the MothersonSumi will be the new champions, because the EV segment, the EV ecosystem is going to be developed for the India in next 2 to 3 years. So if we're talking about the MothersonSumi target prices or something like that, then the target what we are expecting that it would be some around 35 to 40% upsides for the next 1.5 years.